Hey folks, this is Bardic Dragoon. Welcome back to Let's Play Parasite Eve. So we last left off, we wandered from out of the sewers into the subway, fought a giant centipede, and realized apparently the giant blob of people from Central Park is going to the museum. I bet it's because of the dinosaur exhibit. I mean, everybody loves dinosaurs, right? So that makes sense, a giant amorphous blob composed of hundreds of people would go see dinosaurs. Because dinosaurs are awesome. Or possibly it's all part of some evil plan by Eve. But that's boring. I like the idea of a giant, just gelatinous blob composed out of pretty much melted people going to the museum to see an exhibit. Just, that's bizarre and hilarious on so many levels. Anyway, so with that out of the way, as we just jumped here into the warehouse, Pier number 3 warehouse to be specific. Where this dude's here. Well, at least he's straightforward about his cowardice. That's something. Alright. So the PPK has what could be considered a good property, but not one that we really have any use for right now. It actually has the property of first attack, basically. So whenever you use it, or if you have that property, you will automatically get the first action. Like your battle starts, you will have a full gauge. It's kind of, like I said, it's pretty useful, but that being said, there are more useful properties that we'll be coming across not too long from now. So I think we'll save that until later, and or rather save our last space here. What am I doing? I am stealing all the ammo from that PPK. What the heck? Why were they in the other menu there? But with that said, we are going to take this tool we just picked up and transfer over some stats. Yeah, stats. There's something. So anyway, this is the warehouse. It's pretty much a optional side dungeon, and it's a pretty, maybe interesting isn't the right word, but it's definitely a fun one to go through here. It has some fairly decent things you can pick up here, items and equipment and what have you. Actually, wait, no, it's the next room I'm thinking of. But the main thrust of coming here to actually go through the place, defeat the boss, the reward you get there, my opinion, isn't worth it. Some people would argue differently. But hey, we get to see this little in-engine cutscene. Mutated cat tries to get the mutated rat. Mutated rat comes back like, I ain't having none of that. No. And so we meet the newest incarnation of the fire rats. Or, I think they're just rats. Just because they throw fireballs, I tend to call them fire rats. Who is kind of a poor representation of what we'll be facing here. Because, well, this is a side area, of course. So, as with most RPGs, the places you aren't supposed to go, the optional area, actually it's not just RPGs, but RPGs, it tends to be more obvious. But yeah, the side content is more challenging than the main game. And let's see, there we go. That's the item box I'm looking for. There we go. Can open this and get another grenade launcher that really isn't all that great. I mean, there's only one other grenade launcher in the game that I care about, and we don't get that till the post-game. Because that actually has a property that's basically instant death. So that's awesome. Because instant death is always awesome. Okay. Okay, first thing first. Lay down some poison. By the way, as you just saw, the fact that I just took 97 damage from something. I'm not entirely sure what hit me there. I'm pretty sure it was the spider's web, but I could be wrong. But yeah, the enemies here are fairly deadly. Thankfully, outside of a few obnoxious configurations the game throws at you, they're relatively easy to avoid damage from. Well, okay, they are like spazzing out and running all over the place, but you know, when something's doing that, it's just hard to dodge in general, so, you know, whatever. Thankfully, I brought my stupidly overpowered gun with me, so the enemies aren't that hard to deal with here. This is the second time I recorded this. No, nothing went wrong with the first recording until I realized that, because I originally put the first attack property onto my gun. Only then it occurred to me, wait, that's my 5th slot, and I forgot the next area we're going to get something that has a much better property. And I couldn't figure out what would happen if, like, I tried to transfer that property. No, what the? I did not tell you to go through that door, Aya. Stop doing things I don't tell you to do, damn it. Okay, let's try this again. But yeah, so we're going to hold out for that property because it is a doozy of a weapon property. That is not even that good of armor. Well, I guess the base stats aren't too bad, but I'm not giving up my armor that I've got. Oh, by the way. No, that's not what I wanted. New ammo type, rockets, which are used exclusively by the rocket launchers, which we don't have one yet, but we will be getting one soon. That's the main thrust of coming here to this warehouse, is outside of junk collecting, this is the only rocket you can get in the main game. And it is the most powerful item or the most powerful as far as just raw stats weapon in the game. Even more so than my current gun, which is actually not too far off from the most powerful just normal weapon you can find in the main game, once again excluding junk, which has like a 58 attack power. That sounds about right. Where I've got, you know, just 10 points away from that. And now for a really obnoxious enemy configuration. There we go. Alright. Now I can put some distance between me and that spider. To keep it from attacking me with its webs. There we go. By the way, if you're looking to like build up a supply of ammo, this is a pretty good place to do it. As you see, everything here pretty much seems to exclusively drop 30 bullet ammo. 30 bullet ammo pieces, boxes, something. I can't think of a word what word I wanted to use here. Okay, and we're here. Oh, +3 to defense. Heck yeah. No. Okay. By the way, all that steam that we're hearing will factor into one very minor detail in a few more, or not too long from here. But first things first, we need to finish looting this room to get another tool, because of course tools are awesome, so we want to get as many of those as we can. Let's see. And the PP kit could be useful. Nope, okay. Oh, that's definitely what we're going for then. And swap these properties over. $16 bullets. Heck yeah. 16 bullets and an attack power of 52. That is a pretty good gun. For the main game, definitely. The post-game... the post-game, it's kind of one of those things get stupid. Not quite Tri-Ace levels of post-game content stupid, which, I mean, if you've never played a Tri-Ace game, I would suggest Valkyrie Profile or Star Ocean. They're the most easily palatable and easiest to come to grips with. Resonance of Fate is probably one of the better ones overall, but its mechanics take a bit of getting used to, and arguably in the metagame don't play out too well, as it kind of feels like it gets really simple and dumbed down near the middle. But it's still interesting. But yeah, their post-game content, things get stupid. Okay, and oh, that's the one attack you want to watch out from him because of that. You saw that thing, it did 200 points of damage to me. That will mess you up. Thankfully, every one of his other attacks is very easy to avoid, and in fact, if you choose to avoid it, the best way to avoid it leaves you with a great opportunity to do a lot of damage. Oh, fudge buckets! Woo, that was close. And yeah, pretty much, this is the strategy. Keep to the side, shoot it, and especially given the fact that I have a shotgun spread on this gun. Woo! Watch out for lasers! Woo! And that's why you watch out for lasers. Because technically there are two of them. You can get hit twice for 400 some odd points of damage. That is a bad thing. Seriously bad thing. And that's the one main thing, is once you take away the arms, its choices and options and attacks are vastly reduced to the bubbles, which you do want to avoid those, as though they aren't high damage. Well, they can be high damage since each bubble is like a different hitbox, so you can, if you get hit by multiple ones, they can stack up. Still doesn't really stack up to the eye lasers as far as the damage potential. Ow. Why am I doing so bad at dodging those eye lasers? This is not good. But yeah, but the main thing with the bubbles is they actually reduce your defense. So you take damage from the already deadly eye lasers. Because that's what you needed. As if deadly eye lasers weren't deadly enough, you need them to be more deadly. Thankfully it doesn't pull out the eye lasers too often. It does keep the fight feeling a little predictable and rote, but wow. I'm usually much better at dodging those eye lasers. I really am. You can trust me or not, but I usually am much better at dodging those eye lasers. Thankfully, I think we've almost got this thing killed. There we go. And our reward is the AT-4 rocket launcher. And how powerful is the AT-4 rocket launcher? Well, it is the most powerful weapon base stat-wise in the game. At 128 points of damage, or attack power of 128 and a range of 202, nothing that you'll come across in the main game even comes close to this bad boy. The main thing though is it can only fire one shot at a time. It takes a special type of ammunition, which is rather limited, and although it has the most powerful base stats, you can't upgrade it, so it never becomes more powerful. Okay, get out of the steam. Nope. And that's what Steam does. It just drains your life away. All that money, all that time, you can never get it back. Not that I'm terribly upset that I lost it. I enjoyed myself. I feel like I'm talking about a different kind of Steam here for some reason. Okay, so we've got another tool here. So, what are we going to do with it? That's not too bad. That's probably our best option. Yeah, it just doesn't feel like there are as many good options for the armor here. So yeah, we'll take the PPK, take its stat bonuses, and apply them to my increasingly stupidly overpowered gun. Because who needs logic? What fun is there in making sense? Sure, let's make a pistol with a shotgun blast that can poison people and put them to sleep. And it's also, well, okay, we haven't quite reached the level of ridiculous the last time I played this and went through the full post-game content where I had a pistol that was more powerful than any of the rocket launchers in the, well, more powerful than all but the most powerful rocket launchers. If you choose to get the 300 junk and give them to Wayne and get a rocket launcher, the rocket launcher gives you a stupidly powerful. As I said, don't really like the rocket launchers all that much, so okay, now we just stand here where this enemy can't hit us with its normal attack, and we're not prone to walking onto the webbing to kill that. Alright, back off. Okay, now that he's thrown the webbing, that tells me where he's going to be cutting off, and he's not going to do any more normal attack or melee attacks until the webbing goes away. By which point we can kill him. Because our gun is awesome. Our armor needs a little bit more work, but for the moment it works for me. With the gun, this thing is pretty badass, if I do say so myself. Okay, but of course with our spoils of the rocket launcher in hand, it's time for us to get out of this place. Taking out a few more enemies along the way, because, hey, experience and perhaps more importantly, bonus point. Oh, well, you're a different encounter than last time. Interest. Oh, no. Yeah, might as well heal up. I'm not going to be doing much moving around. Boom! Shotgun blast. You had to just step outside of my range just barely, didn't you, you stupid jerk? Aha! One of them is dead. Which means I can move a little more freely because I don't have to worry about so many webs being in place. Admittedly, this battlefield is big enough that 2 webs isn't going to cause a major hurdle, but, you know, I'd rather deal with no webs if I can. 700 bullets in our inventory. Well, actually, 700 bullets plus the... No, I probably should reload my gun. I've only got 6 bullets in the chamber. That's less than half of my full capacity. Time to reload. Okay, are you gonna throw one last fight at me as I'm leaving here? Or are we done? Are we done, warehouse? Are we done, finally? Yep, we're done, finally. Okay. So, let's get out of this warehouse. This short, sweet little side dungeon with a reward that... Well, with rewards that are good. The main reward, as I said, I'm not a big fan of the rocket launchers. They are very slow to fire. The fact they take a second or a separate type of ammo makes them very, you know, you want to conserve them because rockets are kind of hard to come across. But yeah, that was the warehouse. So let's go ahead and stop by the police station one more time. I guess we should drop off the warehouse key. And I think a couple of weapons and armor here. Because honestly, our inventory isn't too overfull. That's not what I wanted. Yeah, the warehouse key. We can't get to the Narita yet. Let's see. Get rid of one of the pieces of armor. Actually, might get rid of both of them. To be honest, we're starting to hit the point of diminishing returns on just applying these minor stats to weapons and armor, so it might not be really worth it carrying around these spare armors that don't even have that high of stats to add to the equation. Yeah, I guess every time you leave the police station, these respawn. Well, that's awesome. Could always use some more healing items and ammo. What's up, buddy? You're kind of becoming like my favorite person here. Yeah, because you're not that great. Just get rid of you. You know what? I think I'll keep the CM vest and the M9-2, yeah. Okay, a CM protector, that's what I thought. Yeah, you can't get rid of the Narita. As I said, it serves a very important purpose for the game. As far as, well, I don't know if they really needed it as a programming concept. At least not for us to carry it for so long. Because, yeah, there's a very important item it gives you later in the game. And that basically takes up an inventory slot to make sure you can take that item, as it basically replaces the Narita there. Well, anyway. I guess we'll call this a day here. We've killed a giant crab inside that warehouse, and it's been a good day overall. So I guess we'll call it a day. Tune in next time where we finally get back online with the story, and go and start exploring the museum, apparently. Until then, though, as always, later, folks.